Vale, muy bien.
Gary?
Que tenemos según el partido y hay que escoger el sistema.
I think the only way to approach any football job is to think of it as a permanent job, even though we know it's only 6 months. I think that the way in which it's the only way I can think. Every decision that I make over this next 6 months will not be a short-term decision. I can't work that way. I don't believe in working that way.
Lo del idioma no entraba en el plan, entonces lo del idioma es.
I've been offered jobs in football over this last 4 or 5 years. I think the timing has never felt right. I wanted to give myself some time to learn about different things coming out of football. But when I received the call on Sunday evening, I thought, what a football club, what an opportunity, what a challenge. In terms of advice, absolutely, I think that if, from my point of view, sitting on television in this last few years, talking about coaches, the time has now come for me to stand up. I think that this is a wonderful football club. I'm precious about what I take on and I'm precious about what I associate with. But if I'd have turned down this job, I think I could have said goodbye to credibility in football, because this is an unbelievable football club with a huge history, and I'm proud to be here.
Que puedo hacer yo, ¿no? Hay que ser selectivo. Yo me considero
Obviously, I don't speak the language. It wasn't in the plan. But as I said before, I have to immerse myself. I will take lessons every day. At the moment, I've got a slight problem that I can't find a Spanish teacher who'll get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to give me lessons. So if anybody's out there, please come and help. That'll do.
Eso vale, perdón. Cuando me venga.
I don't see any problems. If Phil wasn't here, I would want him here. He's diligent, hard-working, talented, and from my point of view, I'm delighted that he's here to be a part of the coaching setup and do what he's going to do. I think in terms of professional relationships, we don't do niceties and sort of welcomes and things like that. We talk about what we're going to do in actions, and in the last few days, my conversations with Phil have always been around information, asking him advice, what we're going to do, when we're going to train, asking obviously more information, detailed information about the players. I went to the training ground this morning and spoke with the players, met with the staff. And it was very simple. I didn't want to confuse them really, because they have a very important match, an incredibly important match on Saturday. That's the most important thing now, that the players concentrate on their preparation for the football match against Barcelona. And I have to say that from my point of view, I understand over here I've got to prove to the Valencia fans, most importantly to the players, that I'm capable to do this job. And anybody who has any doubts, anybody who has any reservations or concerns, those will only be removed through winning football matches. But in terms of, I'm not going to wipe out the last 4 or 5 years. I'm sure you'll be going back on YouTube and getting all the clips of what I've said when managers have come to this country. And I'm not going to shy away from my very direct approach that I had on television. I've got to play football in the traditions of Valencia Football Club, and obviously my experiences with Sir Alex are invaluable, but I think that I'm very conscious that when you talk about style of football, I think It would be very different if you were managing against Barcelona on Saturday versus Lyon on Wednesday. Each game has a different approach, but every coach wants to play offensive, attractive, attacking football and entertain people. That's got to be the objective of every coach. But we also have to find a way to win, and that'll be the biggest. No, it's a challenge that I have, like every other coach has in Europe and in the world.
Como os digo, 100% apoyándome